All right, let's get this show on the road. My voice is still a little rough from this fucking whatever the hell I've got, but I feel mostly fine. So we're gonna give it a shot until I can go no more. Since I haven't been able to stream in the last 5 days. But we'll see how this goes. There we go. Alright, music's going. Make sure this is capturing. There we go. Alright. Let's continue from where I left off. Would you believe we had just beaten up Majorhead? Got into the Union office. Alright. So left the coffee machine on.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
The fools. Now I can search through it.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
That's right, Kim.
Let's see what's
Plain
inside,
eyesight.
he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kouron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Alright, I can do this.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Oh?
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, I found a note. Somebody's chores. We must arrest them.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
No, Kim. His shoes. It all goes back to his shoes.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, all items on the drawer slides.
Kim, it's in his shoes. Oh, hey, postcard. Take that. What else we got in here? Magnesium. Oh, sweet shades. Yes, make me smarter. Or at least look smarter. Typewriter.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change.
10 cents.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Random number.
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory Right now, your finger is
Oof.
just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Useful patterns?
Undoubtedly, no.
I might try this
Sure,
again later.
why not? Muscle memory is a tricky thing. Nothing tricky about that. You just do, fail, repeat until it works. All it takes is motivation and practice.
Damn, you ever have such a bad day you forget how to dial a phone?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. There is a white rectangle clearly visible on its back. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Kim, I found my cloak.
Yes, it does bear the Elysium insignia, and we are the only detectives in Martinez.
Should I take it back?
The service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, yes, I do.
Alright.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
Hell yeah. Trusty cloak. What's it do? +1 spirit to corpse and +1 shivers. This is... Oh, it's just straight up better than my other coat. Hell yeah. Somebody had a good time up here. Commodore Rat, like the bottle in my room.
Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really hard here.
How hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes. It must have been pretty hard.
Was it me?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
I must have been on an advanced scouting mission.
Yes, this looks pretty advanced, all right. For now, let's just move on.
Okay. What else we got?
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
Okay, I
The
gotta take a
chair
rest.
is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons.
I'm gonna take a deep breath.
Stale air floods through your nostrils. Not a single mote of dust floats inside your lungs, though. The inside of the booth is immaculate. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however, does hold some cheap painkillers. They are slightly out of date.
Read the side
Oh
effects.
boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood, black mucus, uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder, total spinal collapse.
Alright.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
I take the
You
painkillers.
take the painkillers. They are yours now.
I get up.
You stand and exit the booth.
Alright, I gotta look
If
at
you
the
must.
booth.
But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
I take the
It's a
picture.
black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that?
Something about this man piques my interest. I think this can be a side thing.
Fine. But let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Okay. We can leave now, Kim. There's money up there.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Alright, turn it
With
on.
a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose, what do you mean?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Alright, now I turn it
The
off.
crane does not return to its original.
Alright, now leave. What's this? Some nose of it. Money. Let's open this.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Kim, I think we should open this
You?
container.
Because I don't.
Why?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from
You
the
just
crane.
picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
But Kim, what if the body's in the container, Kim?
No reply.
Oh,
You attempt to turn the handle. To your left, the lieutenant considers
Woo!
your actions with some puzzlement.
do I have any? I got any of them level ups? Oh, I don't know if it's really worth trying to dump one into there right now. We'll give it a shot.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
What wasn't an option?
Using my body
Now
over
is
my
not
wits.
the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Oh, Kim, I will get this door open. Oh, some money. Oil and rust. Ooh, got some gloves. Do I already have gloves? Interfacing. Or Half-Life. Okay. Or Half-Life. More money. I'm rich. Alright. Over there.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Boo.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
Hello there.
Everard, he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Why
The
are you
look in
singing
his
this
deep
song?
blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and
I mean,
scabs?
I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're
Oh,
Ubi,
yeah.
right?
Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir.
You're only 10. How do you know if people were fucking sheep?
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers,
I'm
boy?
just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Let me ask you
Sure,
about something
mister.
else.
Bye-bye now.
Do I have anything that reduces my logic right now? Anything that boosts it? Oh wait, it'll tell me over here. No, I don't. Alright. Let's try it.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back. No trouble at all, mister. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here.
Everything is so pretty
Damn it.
and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Wow, red is so much prettier than green.
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Oh, I'm just sure, mister. Oh, most of the guys
Where's
are down at the
everybody?
gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
Oh my god.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
Is he? You sure he hasn't been kicked in the jaw recently?
Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
Oh, Titus got in trouble, huh? What, does this happen to be kind of the lynching trouble?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling him to take some time off.
Did they kill someone?
No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking.
Do you
Yes,
work here,
yes.
boy?
Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss
What the
Beaufort?
fuck are you talking about, boy?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
I want to hear about how you suck on your missus after dinner, boy.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Who's Miss Beaufort?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
Oh.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
I think you're doing a great job around
Yes,
here, Leo.
this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means
Now
a
we
lot.
have a meeting out of the
really.
palm of our hand.
Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Leo.
Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started.
Special
Very,
borscht.
very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogfighters. Alcohol, however.
What do you mean by taking the soup to the men? For striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Who makes it the
The
whirling?
whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grag.
Looks like the borscht is spiked. I'm gonna look into
Oh,
it.
sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
What's in that container I just
That
moved?
one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Looking for a year later.
Oh, you want Mr. Everard then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everard and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today.
Why do they have different
Mr.
names to the
Everard
brothers?
and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everard is where he always is. In his office, of course.
Alright, I'm off, Leo. I'm gonna talk to this Everard Claire. Alright. There's Marlin. Alright. This is it.
Before you is a walrus.
Oh, look at that sexy,
seated
sexy
behind
face.
a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Stares at me. Let's get straight to business. There's a dead body in a
Welcome,
tree.
Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
I'd rather
Please,
stand.
Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
I don't know how to
Very
sit.
well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd...
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Alright,
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
sly wink. I remain
So tell
serious.
me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say.
Are you following me, boy?
This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff.
25? Keep it, I'm good. I don't trust you.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts then.
Alright.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull.
I
Lost.
got
Are you
this.
all right, Harry? You say you got this, but you seem a little anxious to me. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place.
Uh-oh.
I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Kim?
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about
Shit.
that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you?
No.
You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
No, I'm not gonna cry.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
It's this damn chair.
What is this, Mr. Dubois, he keeps repeating? What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Let my mind go to the safe
Mr.
place.
Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
This chair's so comfortable I can use that glass of water.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time.
Where's
And
the
I'm
water?
An extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Thanks, Kim. I don't know what happened to me there.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Aren't you gonna ask me
Am
how I got
going
in?
to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face. I saw it from my window.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know what I'm capable of.
Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
But you don't have a window.
It was a figure of speech, Harry. Of course I don't have a window. I'm in a container. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
You call me Mr.
Of
Dubois.
course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
Oh, he was right.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
My memory is a bit
I
hazy.
assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is,
What's the good news?
I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you out.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you are probably right. I can.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Suck on
Of
another
course,
match.
wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Great, well, I want to
Yeah.
be stuck in here.
You're one of us now. A real...
This is my drama? No. What reduces my drama? Glasses.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as all. Let's hear it, Harry.
Alright.
Everard's
Shit.
large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
I've got nothing
Oh,
to hide.
Harry. Oh, wow. This is really something.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM folder, and I very much doubt even that.
So how about it, Harry?
What's my full
Yes, Harry.
name?
Harry Dubois.
I don't like it.
Don't be silly, Harry. Harry Dubois, that's a real man's name. A union man's. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry.
No.
I, however, wish to help you any way I can.
Where'd you get that folder?
This? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
Bullshit.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. Of course, Harry, of course.
I need help getting a
You
body
might
down
have
from a
noticed
tree.
There's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt, a steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder.
Yeah, you tell him, Kim.
Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Also, I studied the
I can
boots of the
certainly
crime
see
scene.
how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Luke down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you, now that he's back on his feet. Oh,
Good.
of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help you, like I'm helping you with the body. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a
But
butt
there's a
coming up.
thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
You heard wrong.
Oh,
We don't
you're
know how to
being
open
too
doors.
modest, my
Only
friend.
kick people in the
But
face.
don't worry, this annoying thing I have is completely legal. I just need you to open a door.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming. Play his game, son, with your eyes peeled. He's going to slip up, and when he does, you're going to come out on top.
Yeah, that's right. Open
I
it
am
yourself,
a very busy
fatty.
man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Whose
Oh,
door is
no
it?
one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by a
A
weasel?
loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Fine, I'll do it.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
Gross. I don't want to take my friendship to the next level with
You
you.
can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry.
Oh, what?
Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
I'm looking into your
I
shady
don't know
brew.
what that means, Harry. Shady brew? Now, you know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Alright, let's
Yes,
talk about my
your
gun.
lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Oh, now be blackmailed with this gun
Harry,
business.
Harry, I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
The lieutenant is concerned about the lost gun and feels that the fact you haven't prioritized looking for it is unfortunate, if inevitable, and doesn't put the RCM in a good light.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news.
What's in that
My
container outside
dear
your house?
Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
This one was special.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go.
See you soon.
Let's get the hell out of here, Kim. I don't like the way this place smells. Alright. Anything else to do in here before I go back to the sitter?
You're back before the cargo container.
Wait, did I miss it? Ah, the bubble was there, now it's gone. There it is. There we go. I'll have to deal with that at some point. Upgrade my rhetoric. I need to talk to Manana on my way out. Manana! I understand you have a key for me.
So, how do you like our harbor?
Complete shit.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Give me your
A
key.
huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Does that belong to a weasel?
Say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder.
I'm not so sure about the hustle grind, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks.
No, piss
What
off.
you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whaling and rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
What should I know about this
I'm more
task?
of a philosophical dog worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
Who killed the
mercenary,
hangman?
eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
Merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one often used in heavy transport areas.
What a thought. Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed
Your
how?
dead guy was an enemy combatant.
What does that
He
mean?
was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you
I ain't
kill
the
him?
murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search.
Why are you
We're
striking?
negotiating our share.
Your share. How large a share
of
would
it.
you like?
However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Are you a communist?
I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Cool. Anything
None of the
that
above kind of man. No harm in being that.
boss man. What can you tell
I
me
think
about
it's
him?
best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
He's bossing the
I
union.
guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties. Watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
The desk seemed pretty
He is
lavish to me.
reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Not you, you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door.
Alright.
Sure thing.
I'm leaving. I got bullshit to go do. Oop. Okay. What's in the trash can? Elysium, huh? Let's see now, the body should be down. Should be able to deal with it. What? Why isn't the body down yet?
The man before you is naked, but
Oh, do I have to fucking... Do I have to do the door thing first? Alright, I'll go deal with the door, I guess. I'll find the fucking door. Behind the greenhouse in the yard. Okay. Oh, I can... Let me go talk to the radio. See if I can run the serial number on the armor.
inside you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sir, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isolari law enforcement service.
Have you heard back
No.
yet?
And I doubt they'll get back to me before tomorrow morning. Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on.
Oh, let's
The number
contact Sylvie.
is 005 194.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Take
No, she answers now.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Like,
Yeah, hello?
hello, Sylvie. This is the police.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
You can hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again. There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
Was it you who called the police?
No, not me.
Do you know who did make that call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
Yeah, go on.
You quit your job.
I mean,
Why?
why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Why?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
Get away from
You
who?
know whom?
You think you hear a sliver of accusation in her words. Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
You mean me?
I really don't want to talk about this. Let's just forget about this, okay?
Alright, I won't push you on this. Are you ever coming back?
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you know who put the victim's
No,
clothes
I
in
don't
the trash?
know. It wasn't me. I haven't been out there since. I was terrified of the stench and the corpse.
Have you seen my badge?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
How'd you first learn I was a cop?
You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody, and so does your badge. I don't need to hear about it anymore.
My badge is missing. Have you
Oh.
seen it since?
No, I haven't, sorry.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Kim doesn't have a uniform. He seems
He's
real to
in
me.
plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is. There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
Have you seen my
Please,
gun?
No, not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and
What did I
you
do?
were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Oh, damn, I
That
sound
poor sod
hilarious.
was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after.
No, please, no more suicide threats. Thank God you don't have that stupid gun anymore.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world.
That's right, conceptualization. Alright. I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
Alright, what happened
No
to my gun?
idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not
Pawned?
ask.
Oh, I need to go talk to the pawn shop then. Hey, I found my cloak earlier. Have you seen my uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
Do you know my paperwork ended up in the
Well-
trash?
You tried to jam it down the toilet, sir. Clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it.
That's obstruction of justice. I need you to come back. You're under arrest.
I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective?
Hey, how about you grab a cup of coffee with
No,
me?
absolutely not.
Oh. Okay.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Why do you seem angry with me?
No,
Damn it!
she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart.
Yeah, it's definitely
You know
Gart.
women and their constant problems. Yak, yak, nag, nag. How's one supposed to get the love going like that? That's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster.
Oh my god, not a
Not
spinster.
a spinster, my God. You have to intervene on behalf of the ethnic nation of love, equally of sun and lightning. First, calm her down. Tell her you've got everything under control, and then go have a boys' talk with God himself. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
Are you still there, kiddo? I've got
No.
everything in control.
What?
You and Gart, right? A little trouble under the sheets? Papa's got this.
Big
Papa.
Papa is happening.
Oh God. Please, just stay out of my life.
I've got Hunt. I'm sure love life is about to take a very pleasant turn. Isn't that right, Kim?
What? What is it?
You'll see, Kim.
Call was dominated by the other faction. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on.
57. Oh,
In the cabin, you see
I must go! Talk to Gart. I am Cupid. I am Cupid Cop. Open the door, please. Open the door. Can I talk to this guy?
that sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Pretty long. It's drink
Asher
o'clock.
boy, it's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
I do need a rum and lemonade.
Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man. Let's get wild. Lick it.
I lick the counter.
Calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter, then out of the window again.
What are you doing?
I'm
You should
investigating.
know. You could definitely go for some more. The titillating scent of alcohol in your nostrils was beautiful.
Oh, am I gonna be an alcoholic cop? I don't know. Gart.
Can I help you?
Found the victim's
How
clothes in
strange. I
trash.
certainly didn't put them there.
Who else has keys to the trash?
Trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street, near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump out. They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
Could someone on your staff have done it?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Maybe you don't remember putting
I
them
think
there. Like you're in a
fugue
fugue
steps are more
state.
your forte, officer. Yes.
So about that money,
Yes. Have you got it?
how much do I
A
owe?
lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real.
Alright, let's talk
Like
about
what?
something else.
I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me.
I need a
Do
drink.
I have a shaker in my hand. Is this a shaker?
He sounds irritated.
You sound irritated. All I want is a drink.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager. Is there anything else you wanted?
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
I'm an alcohol-operated detective. You want me to clean up the dead body and solve case? You need to insert alcohol into my
Well, in
mouth.
that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple?
You not want to taunt me when it comes
Don't
to
be an
murders.
imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
Alright, so I talked to
Go on.
Sylvie.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him.
Turns out she's a whore who likes to ride on the cock carousel.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel?
Drill the inside of your mouth with your tongue.
Huh?
Yeah, this feels right. It feels wise. Good setup. Now speak the real shit.
She rides the cock carousel until she's too old to ride it, and she sells down
Does
the
it mean you,
provider.
you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need?
She says she likes the cock carousel very
He
much.
looks at you, spinning your arms.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with a broken wing. On the morning she left. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off. I should stuff it up my arse.
Or you broke the bird. It can also be that. I think Sylvie even. Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
Maybe I broke it.
No, it was her. She's off to ride that carousel you told me about. Cock carousel. I understand now. They ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment.
And there we have it. Isn't that
I
beautiful?
fixed it!
Another situation fixed by Dr. Love.
Save the day. Alright, what did I...
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Alright. You there.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Goranci and Kubek. It must be his name, Goranci. Goranci Kubek.
Time for
The
a few
man
questions.
puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
What's
The
in the
man
pot?
says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his and then seems to wait for you to speak.
No, Shaker.
Boss need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka Borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself.
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Yes. Turn it up.
He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Can I smell that
He
brew?
smiles and nods enthusiastically and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends.
Alright. What's in this door?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
I touched
The
the door.
cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. The door does not budge.
I wonder where this
You
door
do?
leads.
It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
We may find something pertinent to the investigation.
Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation.
No, it will merge.
If you say so. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Alright, let's talk to him. Also, what do the booze do in this game? I can put the glasses back on now. Items. Nope, not that. Is it a tool? +1 physique, -1 morale. No, same thing there. So it's physique. Okay, so it's everything to this. Okay. Is it permanent?
Can I help you?
I'm gonna talk to
What
you.
thing?
What's behind that door?
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
But what's behind it?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back
okay,
there.
a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Absolutely
I'm
out
gonna sing
of the
karaoke.
question.
I'm gonna rock the mic.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
That's right. Alright. I talked to her, right? Yeah, I think I talked to everybody here. little girl, what are you doing here?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
I am the
I know,
law.
sir. Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is
It's
this
a bookstore,
anyway?
sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
What's a
That
book?
is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
She is unfazed by your questions. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness.
What's a
A
postcard?
postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
Interesting.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
I need to ask you some
Okay,
questions.
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your
My
name?
name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
And you're standing out
I'm
here
signalling that the
because...
store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
You're
Kind
cold.
of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
I should have a
Oh,
word with
no,
the store
no,
owner.
sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Shouldn't you
I
be at
do my
school?
studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
School's more
Mum
important
says it's
than
necessary
this.
to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
This sounds serious. I should look into it.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
What about the curse?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Fine, I'll show you.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Enough with
Maybe
the
I
curse.
can tell you about some of our books instead.
See you, Annette. I'm gonna go talk to your mother. You there!
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
I need money.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavor. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
What is this insolence? She misunderstood.
You misunderstand me. I'm a powerful feudal lord. I demand tribute. This is not about this is about tradition.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy
You see
they
this
bring
pry
into
bar
this
in my
space.
hands?
Tribute, power. These are not the traditions we're used to in this part of the world.
Are you the owner?
The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Your daughter's standing out
Annette,
there.
yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
I'm not a great human being. I don't do that.
Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer.
10.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
You're doing it
Mind your
wrong.
own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
I'm going to dismantle the free market and abolish
You
child
must be
labor.
kidding. There's nothing like that happening.
How much do you pay
Good
the kid?
sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there.
Slap the cuffs on her.
I formally reprimand you from your corrupt
Oh, of
activities.
course, officer. Good work. Are we done with the jokes now?
Oh, I'm not
Yes, we've
joking.
had quite enough fun here. Right.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
This place is cursed.
Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Well, if I wanted to buy a
Then
book.
why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you?
Fine,
She
I'll go take a
smiles.
look. I don't want to buy any books. I'm poor. Okay. Do something with the bust.
Plaque on the shelf reads, biographies of. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz. By one High Speed Love chronicles the romance between next
Oh, I don't
next
care
I
about these.
really must insist you. I'm sorry. I did not mean.
This.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Look at the map.
It's not
of
really
Martinez.
a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed.
Can I buy these
Sorry,
maps?
officer, the map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
You seem to underestimate my resources,
Yes,
but
yes.
okay.
Are you interested or not?
I try to steal it.
Slowly, you move your hand toward the map.
Perhaps not. It's against RCM policy to defraud small business owners.
Fine, I'll buy
Always
them.
good to be informed of your.
Kim, you're no fun. What's behind here?
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Examine the trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
I open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
It's calling for me. I must
You
investigate.
do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
You can't
No.
stop me.
Please just talk to me, officer. Come here And let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust.
Alright. Let's talk. What do you have to
Hello
say?
again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
It's just storage room. Wouldn't hurt if I just peeked inside, right? It's not like it's cursed.
No. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like
Knew
Annette
it.
said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Is that help
Yes,
from anyone?
I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Uh-huh.
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words. Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
How does this curse
The
manifest
curse
itself?
is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Didn't that curtain just move?
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Oh.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
I feel unwanted too,
Truly
was it?
so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
I can investigate the
Most certainly
curse.
not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Psychic arts? Sounds right down our alley.
Take the glasses off again. Alright.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Ma'am, I've handled paranormal
I'm
situations
sure.
before.
Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but
Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus, all right? The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then, rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Al Ghul hails from beyond the veil, ma'am. Al
How do you
Ghul
know all this?
guides the way.
Here we go.
I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad
I should
energies.
have realized a pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
The Phantoms are no
If
match
you
for me.
promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my
Thank you,
honor.
sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
The entity?
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
No, that's right. I have sensed
You
its
have?
presence.
The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Ah, the passage between heaven and
Yes,
hell.
that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you...
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
I'm going to
You
decursify.
see a set of tattered curtains.
Decursify
You
this
see a
bookstore.
dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
I told you I was going back here. Don't act surprised, woman.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Let's unlock it with
After
the key.
exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you.
What's this feeling?
Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside like little wooden sticks ready to catch fire. A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
I open the door. I don't let Kim go first. Love is dangerous. Kim,
What is this place?
it's netherworld beyond the
No,
veil.
it's a gym.
Oh,
Though
shit.
it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Well, if there's a reason why no
Yes,
one's been
because
here.
it's closed.
Oh, shit.
No need to
Kim.
look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do.
Oh, Kim. We must look for the supernatural. What's this? Shock ball. Oh, can I lift
A
weights?
barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Whoa.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Look, Kim, it's a trap.
You're
There are no
right.
collars.
The weight may fall out. Better not touch it then.
Should be a
It
felony.
would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No
Yeah,
one's
what?
supposed to come here anymore.
Oh, I've already got 2 in a physical instrument. I'm just gonna lift it. Oh, I failed. Oh. Ow.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly and dangerous. Your hands slick with sweat. Turns out you're no beast, just an old man with bad form.
Damn it.
See? See? This place is cursed.
Raise the gloves.
Proper weightlifting gloves would definitely afford a better grip.
Deal with that some other time, Kim. It bested me for now. What the fuck happened here? What the hell? Oh, $3. I'll take it.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't
Look,
get it.
the skis and rotorblades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Which one do they start with?
That's a good question. Reality is ruthless.
Damn. What else we got here? Kim. Let's finish checking out this room first.
Your flashlight slides
It's an elf!
an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
This is
It's
important.
Vara Hanila, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Are they real?
This looks
So
like
many questions.
concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Alright, anyway, spend so
Some
much
people
time on this.
really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Well,
Just
let's
look
move
at
on.
those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the
The
photos.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees groaning under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world. as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Oh, I have that.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Alright. Oh shit. A bunch of stuff here.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
How do I know what they look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I? Nope, that's not what I wanted.
The whole thing
What am I
resembles
looking
radio
at?
frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
This must be a
You think
very
so?
elaborate piece of
The
art.
web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
What's this thing?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside. We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
I'm turning it
The
on.
machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
I look
It's
inside the
empty
compartment.
like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Hit play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old. cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the
The
production schedule?
filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean the glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yep.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Can you give me a hint?
No.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
I'm the police. Open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Kim, this is important.
Now, can you please repeat?
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
No, don't do that.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why'd you call me Fortress Accident?
Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
You have any other information?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games.
That's not bad.
Wow, so conceptual. What's this interactive caller radio?
Any other questions?
Are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
My partner tells me you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They are really cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
Where are you and how do you know where I am?
As a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the River Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Does it get lonely?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do for
No, there's
thank
nothing.
you
I hang up
and
rudely.
Goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still nothing happens.
Shit. Oh wait, I should grab my...
Tiles on the filament
Hold on to
slot.
that. Not let anybody else grab it. Kim, what do you got to
Okay.
say?
What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business.
Yes, that is the question. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
That would never
Utter
work.
madness, he thinks.
Computer games? Nobody would ever play those. How are they planning to do
Two
that?
call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Has anyone ever
Not
done this
to my
before?
knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interinsulary game before. We just don't have the technology.
This is a role-playing
Indeed,
game?
those welcomes are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the We World board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but It's
finish
too
the
late for
game.
that, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Okay. Let's go down this door. Let's go in this door, and then we'll go up those stairs I found earlier. Elysium. Need some physical health stuff. Oh, it's a bear!
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
What is this
The
thing?
lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
A
A
crackle.
gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Axe Kim
Of
is just a
course,
fridge.
just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
Chill, Kim.
Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
I take the
You
note.
pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine the
A friendly
wrappers.
cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge in an abandoned cellar?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Yeah, no, we turned it off.
The fridge buzzes with
Alright, let's look at this note. Oh.
The worn map features the patchwork
guess I need
grid
to
of
interact
the
with the map,
streets
too.
of Martinaise, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner. Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinaise North. Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself. An intricate web of blue light. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right.
I've already done this. Who are you?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
What's this note?
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper.
Fuck, we still need to get the
Kitchen
body
magnets
down.
have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
I read.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Soif.
Wonder who
Looks
wrote
like
that note.
someone from that video game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they left in a
That's a
hurry.
plausible hypothesis.
Who's the illiterate
Really?
ginger kid?
You don't have a single guess?
No idea at
I'm
all.
placing my bets on a certain red-haired miscreant we met before. He'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Where's the ice
I
cream
don't
maker?
know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Put the note away. Alright. Is this it? No. Oh. Can I get in there? Where do I? There. What's this?
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are
Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
So... Huh. Guess I got a gun now. That doesn't work, but... Alright.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top.
That's not gonna work.
And an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turning
the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
I can't do anything with it yet. What's this? There we go. Some Nosafed. Perfect.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Plug the black
Something
one.
close to you died.
Why did you do that?
Because it's black.
The lieutenant raises his breath.
So now can I open it? No, it's...
This orange machine is dead still. It has...
The bear's cool, so I'm gonna leave it plugged in. I don't want that to melt. Alright. So let me put the light away. Now I need to figure out, do I need to actually go talk to Major Head? Maybe that's why he's not getting the body. How's your job, buddy?
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamic.
I knocked you out like I'm a god of martial arts.
True. I said nothing about our personal dynamic. That has altered. A little.
He means very little.
Oh, I'm not doing that. Know anything about the smug?
Does not so much as glance at the object.
Know anything about it?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts mugs into trash?
One of those tattoos you were supposed to...
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
Yeah,
True.
okay.
That is a noble cranium, but you got a...
Your silence betrays your inferiority.
Isn't your boss
Don't
white?
be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma much deeper than that.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Yeah, but you still serve him.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
My jam is mysterious fourth thing.
Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
From disco, actually.
Offshoots of the Seminoles people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Who are the
The
Seminoles?
South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know.
Uh-huh.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are
Damn it, I should've just asked him to move the body.
my genetic
Not listen to his bullshit.
I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
So you did not
No. I have heard about it on the radio.
So you're not really Seminoles, you just come
I'm
from
from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Simony strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
That will be our lucky
Please
racist.
grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
Alright, go get the body
So
now.
it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
We're getting played.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
That means
Yes. That is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
Kim, you got any other ideas?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Okay.
Listen to your little...
Alright.
See that they stay here the whole time.
Kim's okay with it, I'll do it. Trust Kim.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Yeah, we're the law around
Ooh,
here.
I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Me too.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evron's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
I'll work with whoever I want, boy.
Shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Thanks for your cooperation,
Farewell,
Measurehead.
Hamsonwick.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming
From
from?
a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Yeah, I am superstar.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Baye. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Wait, what about this ludicrous fantasy?
You know, beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer. This is the beginning of your legend.
Fuck
With
action.
a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Alright. Let's go take a look at this body now, Kim. Oh, Kim, I'm also running low on money, Kim. I did a very bad job of getting that 125 real. Oh. Kuno.
So you tried to kill Kuno's girl? What's up with that? You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we've all moved
Not
past that by
all
now.
of us. Acts like that stick with you for a while.
No one's moving anywhere. Do this shit again, and Kuno's gonna climb in your room at night with a knife. Kuno knows where you sleep. The pig who fucked his window up. I'm gonna climb in through that balcony, put the fucking knife in you. Yeah, I've been in your room. But you and Kuno are good for now, pals. Shoot that shit at Kuno. Let's have a jolly time.
You don't threaten
One
me.
word out of you, pig shite, and you're locked out of the Kuno experience forever. You hear me?
You hear the Kuno?
No, you don't need to ever talk to these little shitheads again. It's much more important to prove to this kid you're a man. A big man.
No, I hear.
And you're back in business.
Kuno is a merciful king. Kind to his wake.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Alright. Let's deal with the body.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Alright, let's do a field autopsy.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Got it.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me something, Deckard.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
No.
Come back later, cop.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
What do you mean?
I mean when I need you to. Until then, I should handle physical contact, and you should take notes.
Alright.
That's right.
I open the
The
ledger.
dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Assistant.
That's you.
The
the
glowing.
corpse is indifferent to the time of the dead light and great culling. Just lies there. The next box says
Coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815. Next.
Name.
NA. Next.
Date of
NA.
birth. Age.
Roughly 50.
Right
the
about 50.
corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Race.
Mondial.
Right
The
down.
pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Right, male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
March
What
4th.
else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
I'm not so sure. Looked like he was
They'd
carried
have to
over.
have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-Delorian burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Matt Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
Damn.
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the
The
page.
corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copy paper tries to answer why.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the hair.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
I stroke it
The
gently.
stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now. The lieutenant watches you in silence.
Write it down.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
I write it
Ligature
down.
mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Good thing we've got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
Oh, this is a Disco Elysium. You're a detective who wakes up drunk one day and you have a murder to solve. But you don't have any memories of where you are or anything like that. It's like a RPG, so you get to build up all these different stats and shit. And solve a murder. Always good to think ahead.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
Oh, I'm not gonna cut his head off.
Your pig's a boring fuck.
Essentially, yeah. Drunken Sherlock Holmes.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Alright, I press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest. pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Alright, Kim, I trust you. I
Chest
write
is
it down.
intact. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia.
Uh-oh, he's stripping him.
No! Let's get out and see!
Right in front of the kids, no.
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Unremarkable. I
The
inspect
dead
it
man's
further.
penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
I wish I hadn't done that now. I write it
Back
and
is
move on.
symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Last item, hands.
Pick up the
His
hand.
flesh is cold, icy.
Because that's just what he looked like.
Where are you from and what's your name?
Maybe it is Tech 9. Please, my name is...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
Alright, dead body. You don't need to talk shit to me. It's good, old Jen. Did you like it when I stroked your hair?
I did, Coco. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy. Before this happened to my face and my body.
The dead man is actually
There's
talking.
kindness there.
Your character has all the different stats are like mental attributes, I guess, and he imagines things a lot. So he's having a conversation. Like all the conversations in this game are basically between him and his internal like facets of his mentality, and so he thinks the hanged man is talking to him. It's a very weird game, but it's very, very good.
We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Yes, we should.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Nope, no superpowers, just fractured mental state, I guess. Best way to describe it, I think.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
The internal
Central nervous
examination.
system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Let's add the moral to
What's
the story
exactly?
to the autopsy report.
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
Yes, the brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I
This
think
has
that will
been
be the
your
moral
note.
of every story, officer.
Mostly when it's like weird shit. Like, his tie will also talk to him. All that stuff's in his head, but all the real people are real conversations. But he'll have weird conversations in his head. So like when he's talking to Kim, Kim's right there. He's our friend. He's our friend / co-detective. That's a real person. And we'll write NA.
Musculoskeletal.
But then,
fluid is coming from the mouth, not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
nah, he's in one. He just has
The higher
He's
his
just
bone is fractured.
he's coming off some
The
amnesia,
rest
and I
of the
guess he has some
musculoskeletal
weird
system is
mental
intact.
issues.
Unremarkable.
Well, not issues, I guess. Just different parts of his personality that speak up at different times.
Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
I look inside
No
the dead
scream.
man's mouth.
No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again. Straight in that mouth of his.
That's kind of close. It's really just... It's more of like his internal personality speaks up and talks to him. It's like your internal monologue, basically. But they have different, I guess, traits.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction.
Like, I'm waiting for it to
throat
pop
pumps
up
little
again so I can kind of
something
explain
from
it
your
a little bit
stomach
better.
And into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
Meat and
There
darkness.
are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
See, like, this one, Inland Empire, is one of my personality traits. So that is the hunches and gut feelings part of my psyche has decided to grace me with his presence.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
I write it down.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Do we not have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think
Neither
so.
am I.
That's it?
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
The completionist in me wonders if there's something else we could do.
Like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Brimming with cocaine.
Alright.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits lividity in the lower extremities, feet, hands, and neck, visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
I write it down. And I keep the
What's
voila.
next on the list?
Description of the
Let's
injuries.
see. We have bite marks, contusions on head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
What's the 4th injury
Nothing.
feel for?
Just in case.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal.
Agreed.
Post-mortem.
Next injury?
The contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal.
Right.
Post-mortem.
Next,
The ligature
dark
mark.
red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
Non-fatal. Post-mortem.
He is deep in thought, eyes fixed on the bright red ring around the dead man's neck.
Why do you say that?
I'm serious. I don't think this is the injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Why weren't his hands tied?
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you're right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being.
Damn straight.
Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
How'd it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath.
What
we
else?
were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Oh, maybe a drink is in order.
Now, you see, it worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
What
I
now?
need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Alright, here's a
For
copy.
processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something?
Ooh, let's dump a couple levels in perception real quick. Do I have anything that's better or worse for perception? No, I do not. Alright.
The man is The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Alright. I search the body again.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough.
I look at his
The
pants again.
genitals in his breeches continue to be unnoteworthy. You see the penis of a dead man.
Oh no.
If you've seen it once, you've already got the picture.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You're a bitch.
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Yes, we're not
Okay,
seeing something.
well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination. And hey, wasn't there a giant iceberg sarcophagus below that building?
Yes, the big
Yes.
fridge.
Now, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant iceberg fridge. But let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
The man is the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Let's level this up one more time. Let's see if we can get it.
The man is the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. Your arm
We did it.
reaches out and your eyes close as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
What's this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
I put my fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Open
A
my eyes
vision
and look.
of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate. You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Fuck yeah.
Keep going.
Kuno nods, too. He takes a step closer. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them.
I feel
The
around.
basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again, never wake. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
I found a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
Fucking cavity, see?
Quivering with awe. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice-cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Can you get to it?
A solid object. I inspect the skull
a
first.
tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Boom.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful.
I found a bullet.
A bullet.
I drop it in.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Can I have it, Kim?
Of course. You deserve it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Goddamn right,
And
Kim.
one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
It was all
Yes,
treatment.
and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Who would
That's
do
for
this?
us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone
To
do
hide
this?
something. The real killer, the real motivation, what really happened here.
I think I need to wash myself.
You really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Hey, the ball
Yes,
holds more answers.
we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens
We put
next?
him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
You're damn right
The
it
word
was.
lingers in the air of the yard. As far away dogs are barking, further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Alright, let's drag him to the community.
Alright. I will need a little hat carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Alright, let's bag him. Let's tag him and bag him. You can hang out in your car. Alright, so I leveled up during all that. I now have a bullet that I can interact with.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, bullet? I said, what do I do with you, bullet?
If I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say, find the weapon that shot me.
I don't know.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim.
Yeah, I succeeded on the bullet check. It took me, I had to dump 3 levels into perception to do it, but I got it.
In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
I feel the bullet through the
The
bag.
squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
I inspect the bullet
The jacket
closer.
of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Ah, look at the
You can
jacket.
just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core.
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeters in
A
diameter.
jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Alright,
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Epic tasks. Alright. Huh? Well, let's give this a shot.
A rifle,
Hey!
revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Anybody still make these rifles?
But Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this bullet came
Okay.
from.
And?
A Belle Margrave
An
rifle.
antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
That's probably
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
I think we should have the most powerful guns. We're the law, Kim.
Imagine if everyone,
that I can
cops,
lose.
citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla
Let's find
fighters?
out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Alright, I put the bullet away. Alright, so what else do I have on my tasks? I have to call Alice tomorrow for the armor. I suppose I gotta go talk to Kuno, it looks like. A couple things to talk to him about. That'll go swimmingly, I'm sure. Kuno, try to be useful.
Necromancer pig. That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me. Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emile Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest. Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant. Bleed, pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emile cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
You know what's a good line of work for getting shot?
Pig.
I want to discuss the body with you again,
Fuck
Kuno.
about it.
Where's the rest of
Kuno
his armor?
doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
Mutant.
Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
What do you mean you threw it
Kuno
away?
tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it in the sea?
That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck up someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
What?
So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate. Ask him yourself.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
Do you know who he
Kuno's
was?
fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
You see anybody
Just
suspicious?
a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the fa-
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
Alright.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
Dead man's clothes were in the trash. How'd they get
Yeah,
there?
Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
500?
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Wait, that's what happened to his clothes.
Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Alright, what's so great about these
Hey,
pants?
These are foul modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists.
Pants
Believe it,
scientists.
You need this shit.
This sounds like a good deal. I can't pass this up.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness.
Alright, I just gotta talk him down from 500 to like 5.
Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot.
I might be interested in these pants. Let's talk about this
Alright,
later.
Pico, shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now.
What about this
The
mug?
Fuck? A mug in the trash. Is this about the fucking clothes again?
Yes, this is racist mug have anything
Kuno
to do
sees
with it.
where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker? Cause he's the clothes fucker?
Quite possibly, boy.
Can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
That's right.
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with an interrogation technique too.
Kim, I think I found our third detective.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. Get away from my Kuno.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face.
You ever climb
Look
that
at
ladder?
Fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed.
So it's
What does
unclimbable.
Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
What's in the greenhouse?
Hello? Kipta's gardener used to work there.
Gardner used to
Yeah,
work there?
that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright? Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Good job, Kuno.
Yeah, her.
Kuno, there's a stack of Eternite back there?
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
You can't hide it. I see without vision with my inner eye.
Fuck are you talking about? Ask me a normal question, pig.
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back there.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Who is Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig.
So you're first yourself in the third
What are you
person?
calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person.
He looks slightly confused, But proud, he came up with that retort. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear a malevolent hiss from behind the fence.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Jesus.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Just answer the questions.
He's sticking his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Pig's in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
I shut him down. Ooh!
Thump. The blow connects surprisingly well, leaving your knuckles tingling. Kuno feels it. This was no light tap.
What?
I think we can have a normal conversation now.
Officer, this is very far from normal police conduct. Get yourself together.
Kim, I am together.
For heaven's sake, he thinks, this has gone too far. Don't make this any worse than it is. Just get back to questioning the kid.
Okay, Pig.
If this act was about him trying to establish dominance over you, it's safe to say things didn't go as he'd planned.
Kuno knows to respect that violent shit. You should see Kuno's dad. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
The creature behind the fence has fallen ominously silent. Only her eyes are alive, jumping from actor to actor.
Okay, Pig. Talk to Kuno. We're back in this shit. The fuck do you want? You're dreaming, Pig. That's not...
A little. But don't...
Don't let him dominate you, Kuno! Fuck his fat ass!
Kuno doesn't...
Okay, do I have anything? Nope, okay. Let's try.
You missed a good sh...
He fucked...
By the way, Kit is a racial slur.
Can't tell Kuno what words to use. Fucking kipped. Fuck you. Kuno says kipped if he wants to. Kuno's dad says kipped all the time. Kipped's a cool word.
Kipped, kippity,
Jesus.
It's like a little engine has come alive on the other side of the fence. An engine that only says kipped.
These kids are the worst.
Kipped. Alright.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too.
Let's talk like normal people.
Kuno, trying to fuck at me. Trying to fuck. Kuno only gets higher. It's faster, faster, faster. Can't take the Kuno. Stay out of the reactor.
Kuno gonna fuck you up! Up!
Normal is not what we got here.
Kuno doesn't...
Well then.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Oh, I can do this now.
Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly.
I'll pull the
There
panels
it is.
aside.
You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Yes. Let's investigate. Breaking and entering, or investigating. Alright, so I got some stuff there.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
So it's taking narcotics here. Perhaps we should interfere.
Not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor.
let's go up. Fuck, I should have done that in the first place. Instead of kicking Major Head's face in. Some money. Some health. Okay, well, I don't think we can do anything else right now. Try to go talk to Gart and see what we can do about my money business. I need a place to stay for the night. I'm afraid I ain't got the money. Gart, listen. I know we've had some differences, but I need a place to stay for the night.
Can I help you?
So about that money,
Yes. Have you got it? A lot. Yes.
Kim?
Yes?
No response. He just arches his brow.
Kim, I don't
Have
remember
you
anything
tried
because I was drinking.
concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
Kim, what happened to a few minutes ago when I was a great
There was
detective?
a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Move on.
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazarus. Was there...
I want to talk about you, Kim.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have a
that's
little bit
fair
of
point.
bonding.
All right. For the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing
That's
glasses.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncocked material, if you say so yourself.
I'm not going to call
Are
them that.
they? They are mostly just cumbersome. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What's
It's a
Seoul?
part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Oh. You only make it sound uninteresting. I want to
You're
know more.
barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Chevalier. No.
No secrets?
Your brain
come on.
sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. The eyebrow is exercising psionic control over you.
What's happening to me?
Mother, detective?
Your eyebrow.
This guy's got authority off the charts. With just the flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall.
What can I do about it?
You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it.
I scream for help.
If the lieutenant was an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak. Fortunately, he is a committed officer of the RCM. He'll only use his powers for the good of the investigation. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Do you ever talk with
What
yourself?
do you mean?
Conversations
I
with
have
your
no
brain?
idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Kim, there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case.
Only banal things strike you. At the core, you're a very banal person, one you should be ashamed of.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Yeah, I agree.
We should take care of that, then.
Let's
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
Alright, Kim, you got your
Though
gun.
he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Gart.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it?
Got some sort of arrangement for
Does that
tonight.
arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
Kim is about to say something. I let
I
Kim
understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and
He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment.
The conversation
Not
isn't going
until you
anywhere.
bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use. When you're done.
I really didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done.
Kim. I need a place to sleep. Kim. Alright, what's in your car that we can use?
Inside, we see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure? Regular people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are those
They are
things?
spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
What do you mean you
A
confiscated?
couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
So you took his spinners?
I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
Isn't that
I
corruption?
don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Did you want to put them on your car?
No, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Outrageously
He
cool.
flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark.
I'm sorry you have to sell them
As I
because of me.
said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
But thank you.
Thanks, I appreciate your help, Kim.
The lieutenant nods as you
Take the spinners. Alright, let's go to the pawn shop, which is down this way somewhere.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I feel like I'm interrupting.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
I might have
It
something to add
keeps
to it.
me entertained.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
It's cool you're
The
still.
pawn shop is always open.
Are you high?
Okay.
Damn it.
He definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
There's something I'd like to sell.
We'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump-a-mesque banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course. I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I have a fascinating photo of a corpse here.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale. A photic path, counter-radiance network, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter. Another time, perhaps.
Have you seen my gun?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What?
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Was the buyer a policeman?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
And so you sold her a gun. Brilliant.
So, let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
Maybe she's a vigilante.
It's possible in these parts of town. We ought to find her and discourage her from taking justice into her own hands.
Any idea where I can find this
My
buyer?
apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying, and the Union can track her down in time.
Of course.
Might be able to aid our
I doubt
investigation.
it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
You know anything about the
I
hanging?
do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
Alright, well, that's all I got. I'll be back in your shop to look at stuff later. For now, let's go get some rest. Alright, Gart. Here's the money I owe.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well,
Sorry for the trouble.
great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
How much is it?
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
Oof.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Alright. I guess, Kim, it's time to go to bed. Alright, Kim, I'm going to bed. Good night, Kim.
Yes?
Nothing.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night,
Just a
Lieutenant.
moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright. Let's go recap our first day on the job together.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
How do you think today went, Kim?
We inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. I would say our initial inspection was very thorough, and we have solid leads to follow up on. In addition, we got that body down from the tree, and we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with.
Alright.
Moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot. That was some excellent detective work. And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make out the gun. All this is invaluable.
It's the least I could do,
The
given all
rest
my
is up to
past
the boys in
mistakes.
processing. Maybe they will surprise us by doing their job for once, but I wouldn't count on it. We also performed a thorough search of the crime scene. All in all, we handled the situation very professionally. Now for the interviews.
Well, we did talk to some people.
Including Evar Claire, a daunting adversary, if there ever was one. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information.
Yeah. He's a tough cookie,
Claire
that one.
also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief.
I want a different name, one I
You
haven't
can
wrote
look
yet.
into the process of changing your name after we finish this investigation. We didn't talk to the vampires, right? We really must do that tomorrow.
Yeah, Cam, we got a little sidetracked with everything else we
Above
did.
all, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
Yes, it is. We run everywhere. It's the most efficient way to get around on foot.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until you get up tomorrow.
I don't know why I do the things
It's
I do,
impressive,
Kim.
especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Damn right it does, Kim. Green and orange go together.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
How'd you get so cool,
I
Kim?
mean, this isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be an
Yes,
easy power to
although
abuse?
indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
1,000, why
The
not more?
RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station coldly. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
If someone resists.
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your water, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait. So if I kill
You
someone
have to
on
supply
duty,
compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
you're killing anyone, Kim?
The last time was 4 years ago.
She says it matter-of-factly and moves on.
What happens to the people we
We
convict?
don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
Who makes all
The
these rules?
coalition government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
Let's say it was this coalition
It's
government.
probably more honest, yes. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
The moral
The
intern?
Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know them, how would you describe them?
There are a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like
Yes,
moral intern.
I did. When I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad.
That's another leitmotif associated with moralism.
But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, what do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
Who is Dolores
A
Day?
historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something kind and usual. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. But in a strict manner. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above.
Do you?
Things are bad out there. We need them.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Let's see. 1 second here. Yeah, vigilantes are bad.
Sadly, it is what we already are to the people of Martinez. Most of them, at least, especially the Union. Vigilantes. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
I say nothing. I just look into
The
the night.
dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock, in the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Our investigation will prove some good here.
But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Thanks, Kim. I needed this today.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Kim, we have work to do tomorrow. We'll get up and at 'em early. Good night, Kim. See you in the morning, Kim. Oh, he's face through the door.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously. How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack.
Oh
Strike
my God.
that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
Like a cat rubbing itself against its owner's calves. A cat that wants you to smoke a lot.
I'll think about it.
Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them.
You know, I don't really like you,
Plus,
electrochemistry.
smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Ooh. Anyway, I don't know why. I thought I was gonna run around without Kim, but I don't think I'm going to. Well, we'll go to bed.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Looks like a couch more than anything. Anyway, I crawl into bed.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
My eyes are closing.
And then sleep doesn't.
What? What do you mean that? What?
And then
Oh,
sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
I checked the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly. Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
I checked the
Barely
blanket.
covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
I roll over
It's
to
a
my
little
other
better.
side.
Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
No more thoughts. Fall
Your
asleep
breathing
now.
steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Wait, what? Now I'm outside. What is going on? What is all this goo? I think like I'm having a bad dream. Oh, that's not a good sign at all. Huh. How disco.
Remember the scent of your childhood?
I remember. What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember nothing.
You remember your wife's hand on your face.
Tell me what this is.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone.
Oh, God.
Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
It's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me.
No.
You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back
You're
from
not
this.
coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve
You're
this
trying
case.
to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
Oh my God, there's another type.
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Yep, that's why my brain says to me every day when I get up to go to work. Alright. Full health. Harry's awake. Blow up again.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my God, what the hell was
Oh,
that?
just a dream. You have ones like that all the time. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
the hell's
You
going on
mean,
with me?
why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I'm not gonna go.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't die.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Oh, I'll be fine. All right. Let's take a look here. All right, with that, go ahead. Not quick save. Save. Fucking day is it? 29th? So that'll be this one. Yeah. We'll write our save there. Alright. We'll call it there for the day. We just got done with day 1. I might pick this up some more, I don't know. But thank you for anybody who stopped by and hung out, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.